If your credit score is already under 580, it may see another drop, and it may end up being on average about 20 points.
So I'm signing a bill that bans hospitals, healthcare providers, and ambulance from reporting medical debt to your credit agencies. Let's take that right off.
Banks cannot charge late fees. And folks, that's a junk fee.
Interest rates are coming down. That means you need to put yourself in position. It is imperative that you are on top of your credit. Put in the comments, save money if you're looking to save money in 2024. First on our list is going to be the Fico 10T model that's going to be incorporated in a lot of credit unions, about 90% of credit unions nationwide that have memberships with NAVQ. If you're not familiar with NAVQ, we recently did a video on this. So many of the credit unions nationwide do have a membership with them. They're not forcing them to make this credit score algorithm change. They simply voted on it, okay? So they want this to be part of what happens in 2024. So just keep this in mind. It's starting to roll out with credit unions, but it's literally a matter of time before it goes into effect with banks and other financial institutions in 2024 as well. The short version of this is if your credit score is already under 580, it may see another drop, and it may end up being on average about 20 points. On the other hand, if your credit score is above about 650 or 670, you may see a 20-point jump. So they're really looking at the new algorithm is going to be really paying attention to not necessarily how you got to your credit score, but the journey in which you are making these certain activities that you're making. Once you get a personal loan, that's really what it's going to be paying attention to. Is this person consolidating their debt, or are they trying their best to get out of debt? And that's what that algorithm is going to be paying a lot of attention to. So keep an eye on that in 2024. Number 2 on our list is going to be the Biden administration bringing down a lot of these junk fees. So if you guys have ever been to a concert or something like that, where you've paid like Ticketmaster, or you go into an event and it was just all those extra fees when you pay your cell phone bill, and there's all these random fees. The Biden administration is going to be shutting those down, but mainly what a lot of people are excited about is the hope that the Biden administration will be starting to get rid of a lot of these late fees.
And now today, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is proposing a new rule to lower credit card late fees. Congress passed a bipartisan law that said banks cannot charge late fees that are significantly more than the late payments cost them in the first place. And so, well, it doesn't cost $31 for a bank to process the late fee, but that's how much they're charging you now. And folks, that's a junk fee, if there ever was one.
The late fees in his administration, they're considering them junk fees. Now, this will be an uphill battle in my personal opinion. Banks and financial institutions are already fighting against this. So we're going to see how this whole thing kind of plans out, but it's looking like it can go either way in 2024. If that ends up being the case, then that just simply means that if you are late on your credit card bill, you may not get a late fee. Now, we're going to see how far this whole thing plans out, because we're going to should be having updates on this in the next few days, if not few weeks, and see what the final decision is going to end up being. But it's already looking like it's going to be set and on the table for them to remove these junk fees. But again, a lot of credit unions, yes, credit unions as well as banks, are fighting this as well. So we'll see how this whole thing plans out. But again, it's looking like it's about to happen. That also brings me to our sponsor for this video, which is Identity IQ. Identity IQ is one of the nation's largest credit monitoring companies. Also report your utility bills to your credit report through Identity IQ, and that's going to help you improve your score so you can accomplish more in 2024. Also brings us to number 3 on our list, and that's going to be the state of New York. This is a major breakthrough, especially in the credit world. Why is this so important? Well, for years, the credit system has been about the same since the late 80s, and not much has been changed outside of new algorithms looking for new things every now and then. New York is just the second state to actually do this. Connecticut was the first, and that was to ban all medical debt from ever showing up on your credit report.
And we have actually 340,000 New Yorkers who are struggling with medical debt right now. The medical debt is such a vicious cycle. So that's what we're talking about. No one plans to go to an emergency room. No one plans to break a leg. Unbeknownst to you, you fall into debt and you have a black mark on your credit report. Prospective landlords aren't going to call you back when they see that. The bank won't give you a car loan. Cell phone companies are looking at your debt, and they can turn you away as well. So I'm signing a bill that bans hospitals, healthcare providers, and ambulance from reporting medical debt to your credit agencies. Let's take that right off.
Guys, this is huge. This is huge. When you are looking to improve your credit score and all of a sudden something happens and now you got a medical bill and for whatever reason you can't pay it the next day or whenever you get it, or the insurance company only pays for a portion of it based on whatever insurance plan you have. No matter what ends up happening, if you're not able to afford it, and let's say you got it on a payment plan or something, and it ends up being a collection on your credit report, the New York governor, she says, you know what? That's not fair. It's not fair if a person is trying to get an apartment and they're not able to get that apartment simply because they have medical debt that's been on their credit report, whether it's brand new or it's been sitting there for years, because a person simply cannot pay for it. It's not like they got a credit card and they had the intention of using that credit card and never paying that bill. That's not what this is. And so when you see that states or that government or Congress is finally saying, hey, we need to actually do something for consumers in the credit realm, guys, this is huge. And what I really love about this is that New York is a really big state. When you go to different countries and you talk to different people or people that were not necessarily born in the United States, when they think of America, the first thing that comes to mind is New York. That's how big New York is. Saying that to say, if New York can do this, other big states can do this as well. This is a major breakthrough, not just for the credit industry. This is a major breakthrough for the consumer industry. It says, hey, what people are saying is saying, hey, we need to start listening to what consumers are going through and what's going to make the economy better. And people are already struggling as it is. So when you have things like medical debt, again, it's just a matter of time before other states jump on board and they'll be able to see this as well too. Because it's not just when you're looking for a house. It's when you're looking for a car. It's when you're looking for an apartment. It's when you're looking to get a job. They're going to look at your credit and they can see a lot of these heavy debts that people have. And some of these medical debts have put people in a financial position where they have to consider filing bankruptcy. Some people are in a position where they literally had to refinance certain things or sell something that they didn't want to sell just because of medical debt. So this is a major breakthrough for sure. This is another reason why in 2024, it is imperative that you are on top of your credit. We already know just from the Fico 10T, that's going to affect a lot of people. Like I mentioned, 20 points on if your score is already under 550, 580. A slight 20-point increase if you're above 650, 670. So that just means that you have to be on top of your credit. This is another major thing that's happening in 2024. Interest rates are coming down. What does that mean for you and your credit? That means you need to put yourself in position. You need to put yourself in position, your family in position to start saving this money. What does that mean? If you financed anything, whether it's if you swiped your credit card in the last 24 months, if you bought a house in the last 24 months, if you got a car in the last 24 months, if you leased a car, anything that you did where you did not pay cash and it was credit related in the last 24 months, you overpaid and you know it. In 2024, interest rates are coming down. But the only people that will benefit from that are the people that put themselves in position to lower their costs by refinancing or restructuring the entire loan altogether. For example, if you bought a house in the last 24 months, and that means you paid over 4% interest, okay? So it's not horrible, right? It's not horrible, but we know in the last 5 to 8 to 10 years, the interest rates were a lot lower. They're coming back down so you can refinance and save yourself money, okay? Put in the comments, save money if you're looking to save money in 2024. That's not all. Auto loans, same exact thing. Your interest rates was 25%, 20%, 15, 10%. Those interest rates are coming down. You can now refinance out of that car. You can trade that car in. You can turn your lease into a purchase and save money in 2024. The credit cards, you now can go into, there's going to be a lot more 0% balance transfer opportunities for credit cards in general, guys. When the rates come down, everybody wins. That personal loan that you got, again, in the last 24 months, if you got a personal loan, you may want to consider getting another personal loan at a better interest rate to pay off that original personal loan so you can have a better monthly payment. You have to put yourself in position to win in 2024. And 850 Club Credit is going to be here to give you that information, not just through YouTube. But don't forget, We also offer, if there are some people that want personal help, and if you're looking for personal help, we do offer a custom game plan. This is where we can look at your credit report and then actually create a game plan based on what your goal is, and we'll show you exactly what you need to do in order to qualify for what you're looking to qualify for in 2024. Of course, if you like this video, like it. If you want to share it, share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe, as we have nothing but great content well on the way. And of course, if you like this video, you're most definitely going to like the next video coming up. I'll see you there.